Greetings, and welcome to another video. And today, for another anime review. This time, Death Note. Why? Because I just finished rewatching the series, and quite frankly, I've talked briefly about it in a couple different videos, like in my top 10 side characters anime who are better than protagonists video, where L placed number 1. Or why does L constantly eat sugar? Where I delve into why L will constantly eat sugar. Or, of course, my top 10 favorite animes list, where Death Note rated at number 1, because Death Note is my favorite anime, and to this day, it still is. So, today, my review of Death Note. So far, I've also reviewed Black Clover, and the Demon Slayer movie. I'd recommend checking those out. And as usual, this video has a major spoiler warning for anyone who hasn't seen Death Note. And if you get Death Note spoiled for you, it is not nearly as good as it would be without it. So I'd recommend seeing it. And because spoilers are everywhere, got spoiled for me. Now, let's get into the review. Okay, sorry, I switched places for better lighting, but... So, first off, a brief summary of the plot. There are these beings called Shinigami, which are gods of death. They each have a magic book that will kill anyone if you write their name in it while thinking of their face. And... Sorry, notification on my phone, and that's what I'm recording with. So, if you write a person's name in it while thinking of their face, they will die. It'll be of a heart attack if there's not a specified reason also written down, but along with a bunch of other rules and conditions and all that. Now, one of them, his name's Ryuk, is bored. So he drops one of his death notes, because he has two, since he scammed the Shinigami King out of them, because they have a king that honestly is only mentioned. But yeah, so he drops one of his death notes into the human world. And a human named Light Yagami picks it up. Light Yagami is a genius. In all regards. So he picks it up, and after testing it on some scumbag, he realizes it's real. Well, actually, two scumbags. But instead of being like a normal person and seeking psychiatric help for either thinking that they have found a magic book, or they think they just killed a guy, well, two guys, but so instead he decides that he's going to keep writing the names of criminals now, so that he can kill all evil people and become the god of the new world. However, people quickly realize, that there's a connection between them. Each of the deaths. And they choose to select that it, must be under the influence of a serial killer who they have named Kira. I think they mentioned in the anime that it's a play on the English word killer. So, he becomes Kira. However, the case of Kira attracts the attention of the greatest detective in the world, a man known only as L. And the anime becomes a battle of wits between L and, Light. Which eventually ends climactically. Wait, never mind, I just remembered I put a spoiler warning in this. And that ends with Light, getting L killed, and then L's successors taking over. Light kills one of them, which sucks because he was the one I liked, and then the third one ends up winning against Light, and Light gets killed by Ryuk. Now, what's good about this anime? Most of it. It's awesome. The characters, specifically L and Light, are amazing. You could go... This anime, yeah, yeah, has, yeah, the guy who made the anime, yeah, modeled L after himself. Yeah, and L is amazing. My favorite character in anything ever. He even outclasses Rock Lee, and anyone who knows me knows that's a pretty big, claim. Yeah, he's the smartest person in any anime. Yeah, really. Heck, I thought of doing it, a video, top 10 smartest characters in anime, and L was, would have been #1 on the list easily. Yeah, then of course, Light. His, being the main character and technically the hero of the story, allows for immense, philosophical debates that could potentially, change, what is, change the world of ethics entirely. Of course, I completely disagree with most of what he says, but regardless, the ability to do that is amazing. Then, of course, there's, characters that suck, like Misa. And characters that are just mediocre, like Light's father, Soichiro Yagami. He was mediocre. Then there were characters that were good, but not much else. Like Mello and Nier. And of course, there were characters that didn't get entirely fleshed out, like Matt. Honestly, wish we saw more of him. He was cool. And plus, his last words were, "You won't shoot," before he got shot. Repeatedly. And of course, the anime is a nice contrast to what a lot of animes are like, where the entirety of it is, the characters are just, to where the entirety of it is physically based. This is mentally based. Instead of punching, they're thinking. Instead of screaming at each other, they're speaking in monotone. They're speaking monotone, words at each other, trying to trap the other into, well, losing. Well, not really. Well, some of them are monotone, but regardless. And of course, we don't see many anime like that. I mean, when most shonen anime, like, which Death Note is a shonen anime, considering that's inspired by, that shonen anime entirely was inspired by Dragon Ball Z, most of it is like Dragon Ball. Of course, there are exceptions, but Death Note is an obvious outlier that has stayed relevant, ever since. Heck, there's been a bunch of spin-off things about it. Like the prequel story, about that case that was mentioned in that one episode. I haven't gotten to it. Or that spin-off live-action movie of what would have happened if L had won. I'm still trying to find that in order to watch it. It's called, L Changed the World. Honestly, I can't find it. But regardless, it's amazing. And quite frankly, the first 25 episodes are a masterpiece. And I will admit it, I can't watch episode 25 without crying. And every episode after that, well, it's nowhere near as good. Quite frankly, I generally don't watch after episode 25, but there are some pretty great moments. Some of the characters, like Mello, are impressive, and Nier had some cool moments too. Now, that's some of the good, because I don't have enough time in the video to say all of it. What are some of the bad things of it? Honestly, first off, Misa sucks. Quite frankly, she would have gotten caught on the first day, because those audio recordings that she sent to, Sakura TV, I don't care what she did to those tapes. Nowadays, any of those tapes would have been easily, tracked down to where they were recorded. not where they were mailed. And she had fibers of her hair, which was enough to convict her, but they just didn't. Then, of course, there's the more reasons why I don't like Misa, but again, the reasons I don't like Misa are as numerous as the reasons I like the show, so I'm gonna skip. What else? Well, quite frankly, that scene on the roof where Light and Elle were in the rain. I thought it could have been, it could have been so much more than it was. Quite frankly, I thought it could have been an epic way to for a rematch to their fight that has never been finished. It got broken up. They got distracted from it the first time by Matsuda, acting like an idiot. And the second time, they were just pulled off of each other. So they could have used that scene in the rain to finally have their final rematch. Heck, it could have been an epic thing where Elle got a win, but Elle won a battle, but Light won the war against Elle. Epic way. An epic poetic symbolism. Before just before the season ends. Then, of course, there's one of the lesser problems of the anime that, honestly, I just realized a few minutes before I started recording this. But honestly, the ending was a bit anticlimactic. Yes, it ends with a pretty cool. With a decent sequence of Misa, and side by side of Misa and Light, with Misa having just got the news of Light's death, probably, not entirely sure, but I think so, and I think about to commit suicide, I think so, at least, and Elle, Light, of course, Elle's been dead for years. And Light, trying to escape the cops, climbing up the stairs, Ryuk killing him as he's halfway up, with the biblical semblance of, Light trying to climb up the stairway to heaven, but falling short halfway at the hands of the Death God. Because one who uses the Death Note can neither go to heaven nor hell, so he's trapped halfway between them. Because even if, because he did all of that. So he's rejected on both sides. He's not good, and he's too bad for hell. It's a truly amazing shot. And then they have the scene pan up of Ryuk, and then they pan up of Ryuk to end it as the last scene. But honestly, I kind of wanted or rather expected a bit more. Honestly, I'd like to see the fallout or aftermath of what happens after this, because there's a lot of questions I have that could have been answered. Like, what would Light's family think of this? Because we only saw Misa, and even then it's pretty ambiguous. Or, what happens to the guys on the task force? Also, and, what about Nier? He's L's successor now. So he obviously is going to take the title, but what does that mean? I'm not sure if what I'm saying makes sense. But quite frankly, the ending was disappointing. Was it good? Yeah, it was pretty great. I mean, not a lot of anime end up having good endings, or endings at all. So, in that sense, they did do better than most, but quite frankly, I just don't think it lived up to the anime's standards. And that's about it for the bad parts. Definitely outweighed by the good, though. Now, and as a final thing, I'd just like to talk about the animation. There were some scenes where, yes, the animation did look a little bad, but for most of it, the animation was amazing. Obviously, I didn't like the the changes from season 1 to 2, but quite frankly, it was amazing. The animation was great. Is it the best ever? No. Does the art style fit the theme though? Yes. The darker tones to animation in some scenes, while they have a lighter contrast in others, truly do showcase just what this anime is. If that makes sense. And, of course, their strategic use of blood in the animation is quite impressive. Using blood to write. That scene with I forget her name, but she was like the Kira spokesperson in season 2. Yet how we see her using her blood to write on the piece of paper. And we see that she broke the window to cut herself to do it. Truly showed the desperation to do it. And of course, the geyser of blood coming out of Mikumi after he stabbed himself with that pen, was not expecting it. some straight Army of Darkness stuff. But yeah, so all in all, time to rate Death Note, and with everything here, I have to rate it an 8 out of 10. That being said, though, episodes 1 through 25, I will definitively say, from the day I finished the series to now, is a masterpiece. Quite frankly, it will never be outdone in its style. And ultimately, I don't think that there's with its flaws, it can't be looked on negatively. It's amazing. Questions have been getting raised about it since it came out. And quite frankly, even with its flaws, I still see it as amazing. Will it always be my favorite anime? Probably not. Quite frankly, there's not anything new about it, new coming into it. And reliving the same thing over and over again. I mean, I don't rewatch Death Note every day or anything, but quite frankly, something will probably, I will probably start liking something even more than it anyway. But that doesn't mean Death Note's still not any good. It's still amazing. So, with that in mind, that's the end of the video. If you want to see more of these, comment what you want me to review. And if you would like to help support my channel or get notified whenever I post a video, hit the subscribe button, press the bell icon. You'll be notified whenever I post a video. And of course, thank you all very much for watching. This is Random Man, signing off.